All right, what's up, guys? Here with another deck profile. Why don't you go ahead and tell us who you are and what you did today?
I'm Jordan, obviously the owner of the channel. I played at the Fort Worth Regional and I ended up getting 25th. Ended up going 7-2 and pretty much lost every dice roll, but I think 3. So I guess we stay winning even though dice rolls want us to lose.
Yeah.
Played Gold Pride Punk today. I pushed myself really out of my comfort zone. I'm not a really big combo player. I mean, you can argue Sprite Live Twin is a combo, but I've been playing the rated versions for God knows how long. So I really wanted to push myself this format, going into this next format, and really try to like break out, try to play something different. And oh my gosh, I loved this deck so much. It was a blast. Everything just felt great, and my deck choices, everything just felt solid.
All right. Well, let's get into the deck profile.
All right, we'll start off with the main deck. So the main deck, obviously we're playing our 3 Foxy Tune, our 3 Zeman. You basically just want to find ways to get to this card. This card starts your combo. There was one game where I had a Talents in hand and nothing else, and my opponent didn't have anything, and my draw for turn was Zeman, and I ended up just OTKing him from 8k, just outright. This card's absolutely insane. And it just, Foxy Tune helps you play through hand traps, helps you bait hand traps, and it's kind of free. This got drolled so much today, but it didn't really matter. I'm playing 2 Deer Note. I was playing it at 1, but I was just drawing it way too much, and I wasn't liking how I had to play certain combo lines, so I ended up bumping it up to 2, which I guess is the magic number for me, because I literally only saw this in my hand once. So that was fantastic, and the one time it did see it in my hand, it actually helped me play through a droll, so that was super nice. And then we play the 1 Madam Spider, searches your trap. Playing the 1 Wagon, searches your spell. Also, people don't know what the second effect of this is whenever you target a punk card with anything, period. This just quick effect draws you a card, so the amount of times like this would get impermed and I would just chain draw a card and it would draw me into another punk card that I needed, or a hand trap, or draw me into the second engine, which you'll see in a second, but don't imperm this card. And then the last card is the Shark Husai. This is just your quick fusion, and then on your opponent's turn, quick synchro. I never left this on board. I never quick synchroed on my opponent's turn with this, and I think, honestly, since most people have seen this deck play with like this and Jam Dragon Drive as your inboard going into your bounce 4, I think I caught a lot of people off guard and like just never got nibbed today. I think I got nibbed like once, and there was nothing I could do to play around it. But that's it for the Punk engine. Next we have the Gold Pride engine. I'm playing triple Leon. The thought process is I just want to see it because it makes like Leon plus carry and Foxy Tune full combo basically for free, because you Foxy Tune pitch your carry, you summon out whatever, and then just at any point in your combo you can special Leon. Leon will summon back the carry that you pitched, and that gets you access to your trap, and it either gets you access to Chariot carry if you don't have access, or it gets you access to your Synchro 6. So that was super nice. 2 carry, again, it's just nice as a discard. It's also nice as a starter as well. It doesn't really do a whole lot by itself, but it does get the trap, which the trap is probably the most insane card in this entire deck. Actually, that's not true. The next 2 cards are. Next, the MVP of the entire tournament. I played 7 Kashtira players, and every single time I ever summoned this in a game 2 or game 3 scenario, or even in game 1, anytime this ever summoned and resolved giving them a token, I instantly won that game, because this just makes Kashtira have to think so hard about how to play, or they're forced to use just so many interactions, because you give them a token and it puts them on basically having to have birth, summon, and then you have so many ways to pop their normal summon, and then even if they summon back with the birth, you can still just pop again. And the amount of people who just played into, oh, I'll special summon next to the token, I'll just pop the token and like go +4 just because they don't know where to put cards. It was crazy. Definitely MVP of the entire game, or the entire day. And lastly, the Roller Baller. This card's crazy. The amount of times that people just let this resolve thinking that they could hit the fusion, and then my life points are lower, so they just can't interact with the fusion, and I just take all of their monsters, is so free. And the way that I specifically built the deck and the cards that I played, I basically had access to either one of these every single game, no matter what. and so that was just super nice. So I was always allowed to just choose whichever one I felt was more important. Against Kashtira, which is what I played all day, I went for the Nytro head. Against other decks like Sprite, I think I played Sprite and Super Heavy, I went for the Roller Baller, and it did just as good. Next, play the 1 Psychic Tracker. You can search it off your Synchro 8. It just helps you extend. If you hard draw it, all of your stuff's level 3, so it just lets you continue to extend either into Star Leon or into carry to start your Gold Pride plays, and you just kind of go from there. So I really liked it. I'll probably keep it in. Next, hand traps. I went 3 Ash. Card was crazy, hitting Kashtira players when they didn't have anything. 3 Droll. Didn't resolve it as much as I thought I would. Really didn't see it that much. When it did come up, it was okay. It wasn't super impactful, but I definitely know I would miss it if I took it out. And then, just like you'll see in the other deck profile, the MVP Ghost Ogre, Ghost Ogering Kashtira Burst, Ghost Ogering Super Heavy stuff, Ghost Ogering IP Masquerena. Like, this card's just crazy. It just hits so many things, and sometimes you just want the body off the board. You don't really care. Next, just another extra starter, 3 Telly, summons out any of your punks, probably Zeoman to get your play started, so it's basically a 1-card combo by itself. The 1 field spell, this card's crazy, allows you to draw twice if you pay for a Psychic Monster's effect, and then you can once per turn banish a punk from your grave, summon a differently named punk in hand. That came up so much today. In the one game that I did get nibbed, they did it before I activated this effect, so I was still able to go into Chariot Carry, search Star Leon, dump Nytro Head, summon out the Nytro Head, and then I just gave them a token and they couldn't play. So it's super nice. 2 Dark Ruler. You draw a bunch in this deck, and I honestly, I wanted this going second Insurance, and seeing as how I lost all but 3 dice rolls, it was deserved. But this card basically just allows you to play through boards that you shouldn't. Dark Ruler to Super Heavy Samurai player, forced out all of his stuff, sent all of his stuff to the graveyard with Zeus, and then I just had control from there. Against Kashtira, you can just hit it, and then now your graveyard's back live if they didn't shifter you, and then you can just go from there. Super nice. 2 talents, card's crazy. Against the Super Heavy guy, Dark Rulered him. He had Regulus with Soul Piercer equipped, and I Zeused him. He activated Soul Piercer effect in main phase 2 to search the Wakaushi. He had Wakaushi and 1 other card in hand, and I just activated this, ripped the Wakaushi, and then it was GG's. He just scooped. Next, you got your Better Luck Next Time. It's your Tinky that burns. Card's crazy. Also draws you a card. Just helps you reduce your life points basically for free, so you turn on all of your engines. And then that came out of nowhere. This card's absolutely crazy. It just helped me play through Interruption. It helped me make sure that I always had access to Nytro Head on my opponent's turn. And that even helped against a Flu player. He didn't know that if he special summoned from the grave, even if it was a little bird, he still couldn't activate the effects of the other little birds. So he locked himself on his own turn, so that was kind of nice. I played 1 Flu, sorry. That was the first one. And lastly, we got Gold Pride Start Your Engines. Card's absolutely crazy. It's an E-Telly that pops a card. And then this is your basically impermanent searchable, so that was super nice. On the extra deck, Rising Carp tributes itself as cost, summon 2 different punk names from the deck, not level 8. If it's used as synchro material, you can target a punk synchro you control, make it attack twice, helps you OTK. Pinballer sucks up all the cards, it FTKs by itself. Star Leon made this almost every game. This card's crazy, target, gain attack, and then if my life points lower, pop, and then end phase shuffles into Leon. 1 Gen Dragon Drive searches any punk monster, searches Psychic Wheeler, searches Ogre. There were a lot of times I made this, searched Ogre, and I was like, cool, with the interaction I have just on board already, I know that my opponent can't play, so it's free. 1 Dragite, never made this, but it's there. You can make it with Rollerballer and Leon on your opponent's turn if they threaten evenly. It's alright, I didn't make it at all. 1 Amazing Dragon, target balance equal to the number of psychics in your grave. Came up a couple of times, used the graveyard effect more than I actually used the bounce effect. You can just target any punk in the grave, summon it back for free. It allowed me to continue to extend through plays and then just OTK my opponent. And then obviously the big boy, Psychic and Punisher. There were about 4 games this tournament that I ended with sub 300 life points, and I just went to battle phase, activated this effect, and just punched for game over literally anything. It was crazy. Chariot Carry searches your spell, dumps your Rollerballer or Nitro head. Pretty good. Downer for the Zeus package. This came in so clutch. The amount of times that people forgot about its secondary effect to attach. If something's destroyed, I played a Kashtira player where I summoned Leon to get access back to my Nitro head, and he gammed it because it was destroyed by a card effect. I activated this effect. I just attached a card I didn't want to draw in my deck to this, and then I had another 2 Material Zeus, and he couldn't play through it, so that was nice. Hope Harbinger, made this once. I teched this in specifically for Branded, just because you can take their, you can negate their Branded Fusion and then take it as well, so they can't get it back with like, you know, like Tragedy or whatever. It only came up once, it was fine. MVP also of the day, number 90, Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. People were not expecting this. Typically, you'll end on this Pashar Kusai, and you'll set up for the bounce 4 play. I wanted to try and play a little bit differently today, and so I would summon back like any level 8 with the Jam Dragon Drive on board, and I would just overland to this, and then my Gold Pride plays were just protected, and this card was just so crazy. The Asa stole Fenrir's all day, baby. It's free. Cerberus never came up, and then Unicorn also never came up, so non-factors didn't matter. But I was very happy that I played this. Next, to the side deck. Crimson Blader came in every single game. I knew that if I could just punch over anything and resolve this effect, every single deck I played against couldn't play, which was super heavy. I resolved it against and Kashtira. I resolved it against a couple of times, so it just allowed them to be able to not play, and then I just killed them the next turn. 3 nib, card goes crazy. Even whenever you have to nib your own board, you'll know you'll be able to do damage with Psychic and Punisher, or you can just Star Leon, pop the token, and you just get very easy ways to deal with it. 2 Kaijus, I only ever saw Gamma Seal, and it allowed me to Gamma Seal a Cash player. Then I summoned this, punched over this, activated this effect, so it just allowed me to proc my own effect. That was super nice. 2 Hatrunades, never came in, never played against Trap Trick, never played against Labyrinth, didn't matter. Herald of the Abyss, this card was crazy. This allows me to pay life points and just basically force you to send whatever I want you to the grave. And because it pays life points, it turns on my Pride plays, so that was super nice. Resolved this like pretty much every round, I think. Harpies, never came up. Thrust, I played it so that way, you know, I had access to seeing, you know, I could grab this, I can grab this, I can grab this, I can grab that, I can grab that. I can grab a lot of good spells, any of the normal spells that I'm playing. So it was just basically a way of playing an extra copy without having to play an extra copy. Unfortunately, I never saw it, but you know, it was fine. 2 anti-spell, strictly for just going first. The amount of times that I would actually wait on this, force them to do something, or like force out. I think I had a guy that thrusted for triple attack, and then I activated this so that way he can use a triple attack, and he just scooped because he couldn't have anything. And then I played the surprise. I was expecting to play against like trap decks or like floodgates or anything. I ended up not. I cited this in I think once, and it actually did matter, but I would probably cut this. I don't know what I would cut it for, but this would probably be the first thing to go out of the deck. But other than that, I mean, I think the deck performed phenomenally well. I don't think people were expecting it, and a lot of people didn't know what my cards did, so hey, that definitely helps.
Alrighty.
I guess shout outs now. Sure. My cameraman doesn't know the script, but that's fine. Shout outs to Team Main Phase, shout outs to Bert, shout out to Slater, shout out to Adrian, all the boys that came down. Couldn't have done it without y'all testing. The original idea for this deck did come from the man behind the camera. He sauced me up a few times with it, and so I kind of picked it up and feel like I made it my own, and so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out.
All right.
But yeah.
All right, thanks for the deck profile.